Shalom, family. How are we? I know by now you've had your time with the Most High. I know you have. Talking to Him, praying to Him, reading His Word, something. I know, right? Um, so today's Thursday. It's our last day on homeschool. I don't do homeschool on Fridays. It's just 4 days a week. My grandson loves that. Oh, he loves that. But being a teacher, you know what your students can do. And when you homeschool, you can do it the way you want. Um and so we were doing some things today. I try to put some learning and some fun all together, mix in so that he can enjoy himself because he has a short attention span. He gets annoyed and aggravated real simply and really easily. Um, and he's not a fan of school, um, but because of the way we do it, it works for him. Because we learn, he hates that with me because he's be like, Granny, we're not in school. We are always in school. What do you mean? Whatever. Anywho, I had a epiphany or a something today, and I just, I love to share because it's my healing to be able to help others heal as well. So I am with my grandson spelling words. This week's the new words are the days of I'm not days, the months. So he has the 12 months and some other words. So one way to help him to kind of get familiar and can writing the words and the days of the week and all of that because that's going to be the next set of words. Um, we're making calendars. I don't know why the calendar was frustrating him, but it was. And so I was like, well, I tell you what I can do. You do this part because this is where your spelling words are. I need you to write these words and stuff. You put the numbers on there. I'll make your picture to go with your um, calendar because you know how calendars are. They'll have a picture of something that you do in that month or a theme. It's, different holidays or whatever. Um, and as I was drawing my grandson's pictures, I got this boom. Those talents that I gave you are not really yours to use. They're for me. So when I need you to pull it out of your bag of tricks, you have that in your arsenal. Then I stopped and I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. That makes so much sense. Because when I'm teaching, whatever activity, especially if it's artsy activity that I have my students doing, I'm doing it too. And my students used to be like, Miss Carla, you doing the work too? I said, I like to draw. Shucks, I like to draw pictures and color stuff. So, they would fight to see who was going to sit with Miss Carla at her table or whatever. Um, so it helped me connect with my students in a different way that, because some teachers just give them an activity and they go off and they do their own thing. But me, I like to interact with my babies. So I'm like, that makes sense because when I was younger, I knew I was going to be a singer. You couldn't tell me anything different. I was going to be a singer. Um, and you know how you think you sound like you have a pretty voice. Miss Jones, when I was in school six, she was our music teacher, if I'm not mistaken. She wrote a song just for me so that I could sing it. I was like, wow. Um, on my birthday one year at Eastside High School, I sung the alma mater because, it was a mandatory thing that you do. And so for my birthday, I wanted to get out of my comfort zone because I was shy, didn't like to sing in front of people. So I went to Mr. Clark and I told him, I'm like, today's my birthday. And he knew me, but he used to call me Wendy, but that's another story. Um, I, he's like, I said, well, today's my birthday, so I want to sing the alma mater. And I sang it. And I mean, all day, people would just come into me, oh my gosh, who knew you could sing like that? And I just knew I was going to be a singer. I tried to get my dad to take me to the Apollo Theater because I was shy, but I wanted to do the Apollo. I wanted to because I knew I could do it. I had a really pretty voice. I'm not patting myself on the back or anything. It is what it is. And once I found my mom, I found out my mom sounded like a bird when she sang. My older sister, Diana, she's got a beautiful voice still to this day. So, yeah, I had a very beautiful voice. And I was determined to be a singer. And the Most High said, no, I don't want you to do that because I know what would happen. And I'm looking at the Diddy stuff, right? That was my error. I would have been all in, whatever, let's do it. Because, back then I didn't care no way. So I'd have been all in. Yep, I'd have been making the millions because I'd have been in there. The Most High's like, oh, can't let her go that route. So I remember the day he took my voice. And I mean, took it. I could wake up in the morning and just start singing. No problem. And I used to scream and yell a lot. And one day I screamed so loud, I felt something crack in my neck and my throat was hurting so bad. Oh man, it was hurting so bad. I felt like my throat was bleeding. I was like, what? I'm just going to say what I said. I said, what the fuck? Because I'm like, what has happened? It was like so crazy. Um, and when I tried to talk, I sound like something. I just didn't sound like myself. It was real scratchy. It was pretty bad. And it was like that for about a week. And then the soreness and everything went away. But then the next time I tried to sing, because that whole time that my throat was feeling that way, I didn't try to do anything with it. But after I thought I was healed enough and I tried to sing a song, I couldn't do it. And I cried. Oh my gosh. I cried so bad because I just was like, how could you take the only thing that I have? That's all I have. I can sing and people will love me and I'll be able to make money and do this, that, and the other. And he's like, no, oh no. Like, I feel you. I love you. And them tears, I'm going to pick it right up. But I'm going to put it back in you because you're going to need it for some other things I got for you. That ain't it. Oh boy, it took me some years to get over the fact that I couldn't sing like I used to. Oh, it hurt so bad. It hurt deep. It was like a deep cut because I felt like that was it. That was it for me. I'm not gonna be able to do anything if I can't sing. Because when I was, in elementary, I wanted to be a track star. Oh yes, wanted to be a track star. Now I could always sing, but I wanted to be a track star. I loved running. I was so fast. Back in the day, they used to say I used to dust their ass, and that was me. That was me. So having talents, it's not for us to use it the way we wanted to use it. The Most High gives us the talents for when He needs us to use it, not when we want to. Now, I sing today, and sometimes I can hit the notes. I used to be a soprano. Then I went to an alto, but I still had the range where I could go alto soprano. Yeah. So as long as I'm in an alto voice, um, I can still sing some songs. I can still sing a little bit, but it's not like it used to be at all. Man, you couldn't tell me nothing. I'm serious. I was, but see, didn't understand about having idols, right? And my voice was one of my idols, honey. You couldn't tell me nothing about my voice or about the track. That baby, the track kept my tennis shoes on my shoulder or in my bag at all times because somebody always challenged me. And I wore them out every time. Do you understand? Y'all don't understand. Y'all really don't. Oh yeah. And when I first moved to New Jersey, because that's what people really tried to challenge me. When I lived in Winston-Salem, everybody knew, so they didn't mess with me. But when I moved to St. Louis, Winston, when I moved to Patterson, and when you're new and you from see, I came from Winston-Salem, so it's like, hey, we spoke to everybody. Everybody, hey y'all doing, But I moved to New Jersey where you don't talk to nobody unless you know them. I used to get jumped because they like, why is you speaking to us? We don't even know you like that. Who the, and it was a, okay, these people's crazy. I don't understand this. All I said was, hey, but Jersey, you don't talk to nobody. You don't even talk to your neighbors. Okay. I didn't know that. It was a culture shock. Okay. But I could run. So off I would go. Because no, y'all not jumping me again today. Absolutely not. Because I lived on 26th Street, but Fifth Ave Projects was around the corner, so that's where all the thugs was at. So yeah, they used to walk past my house from school or whatever, and baby. So I used to had to show them. Oh, so then they started doing stuff like having to some this end, some down that end. Then I had to show them, but I can climb a tree. I climb trees, climb fences, and jump in people's backyards. I do whatever I needed to do. Yeah. So, yeah, being a track star was my first thing, but then I got pregnant at a young age. This is for educational purposes only. So when I got pregnant and I just got fat, well, the track is gone, but I still got my voice. So that's what I was going to do. Use my voice. And he had to take it from me. And I always could draw like a sketch. I was a sketch artist more than anything. Um, but I can do it. I'm not great at it. So this is one of my grandson's um, calendars that he made. So I drew him and colored his penguin. Um, he has the elephant on the wall. This is going to be for March. I mean, they're not like somebody's going to buy them, but I mean, it's an outlet, and it's actually it's a thing that helps me to relax and to unwind and to, it's like a place that I can go where I'm like a kid again and I love it. I love to just do stuff like that. And I mean, if I would have became a singer, I would have been one of them. I'm telling you, I would have been one of them. And I probably wouldn't have made it. Just with my background, because think of it, most of them that I've seen, especially comedians, how traumatic the life they had. So I'm growing up in the way that I did. Oh yeah, I'd have been one of them. Oh yeah, I'd have been one of them. I'd probably be in jail somewhere now. Who knows? Because I was about that life back then. Yeah, whatever, let's do it. But how he saved me. I'd have never thought. An author? Me? Yes, I'm an author. A published author. Who knows what the Most High has in store for you? Aren't you curious? I mean, because I just never would have thought that I would write books. Like, what? Write books? Okay. Curriculum. So I've come up with my own curriculum for homeschoolers. Wow. Who knew that was in me? And it's funny, I've only had a few orders where people purchase, but the ones that purchased, they love it. Like they make posts about it and everything. They love the curriculum. They love it. The Most High said, don't worry about it. Your job is to put it out. My job is to get it out. So he's going to get it there. He's going to get it to whoever needs it. I don't concern myself with the views or the subscribers. Don't get me wrong, I appreciate it very much. I really do. I have 69 subscribers. I think that is awesome, especially for the topics that I talk about. Now, if I had my booty on the camera and I'm shaking and showing everybody how much weight I lost and doing all the things, oh, the views would probably be all out there because back in the day, I was out there. I made a video about that because if I had the ability to film what I'm doing, oh, it would have been horrible. It would have been horrible. I'd have been probably under the dirt somewhere because I'd have been so embarrassed I couldn't go nowhere. I wouldn't be able to go nowhere. I was, oh, man. Yeah. The enemy knows how to make the right thing. Now, the Most High can make it whatever He makes, of course. He can fix it for your good. But you got to be following him. You got to be in your word. You got to be reading scripture, studying your word, and living in your faith. Like live on in faith. Like I that's all I've been doing. Like for real, for real. And it gets easier and easier the more you do it. It really does. It's like, oh, if I don't have it now, that means I ain't supposed to have it. So carry on, and I just keep moving. And back in the day, I'd have been crying about it. I'd been mad about it. I'd been depressed about it. He gives me, he provides all my needs. And literally all my needs are being met. So just do the work. That's it. That's the easy way. And in the process of it all, I'm learning and I want to share it because I didn't know when I was younger, could I have talked to me? Probably not. I'd have been all kind of B's and hoes and F's, FU's and all the, oh yeah, girl, you better go on somewhere. But I get that. So I can talk to the children. That is why I've noticed, like, when I would work in class, they would give me the bad children. And, for real, that's really what people do when you're new. They give you the worst clients or they give you the worst students or they try to, it seemed like they be trying to help you quit or something, but, whatever, not with me. It's like, mm-hmm. Now, oh, they don't act like that when they're in your, should they? I keep trying to tell y'all can't do it the way that I do it. And I'm not bragging. It is something that he gave me. Like, there is nothing I can do about that. Seriously. And I don't try to make nobody feel like I'm better than anybody else because trust me, I am not. Yes, well, maybe you haven't seen some of my earlier videos. Maybe you should go check them out because I am honest and transparent on my videos. And that's what the Most High had to get me to understand. He's like, look, I already know what you've done. And if you're embarrassed about anything, you should be embarrassed to me, not to these people down here, because they all got their own stuff. They can't say nothing more to you than you could say to them. You can't, right? So tell it. What they gonna do? And the more I started talking, the more I just started telling it. It seems easier. I don't care what I tell y'all. It's gonna be the truth. It's gonna be the absolute truth, for sure. But we all have a past. All of us. Some are worse than others, but sin is sin. So it is what it is. But once you get that stigma of, oh, I'm embarrassed, what are they going to say? What are they going to think off of you? It's like, what can they say to me that's going to hurt my feelings? Have you heard about who I am and what I've been through? Like, okay. My grandson cracks me up because he be like, so you not mad? I'm like, for what? He's like, phew. Trust me, I wasn't always like that. But y'all see, I still have triggers. Now, don't get me wrong. Like I said, I'm not better than nobody else. I'm still working and walking my walk. But I'm walking. I'm following. He's leading me. The Most High is leading me. The Ruach HaKodesh, the Holy Spirit, is leading me. Elohim is leading me. So it's Yahashafai, Yahweh, Ruach HaKodesh. I'm probably not saying it right. I'm still working on it all, y'all. I apologize. But I do write stuff down. I do. But look, just because you are the best dancer that this world has ever seen doesn't mean he just wants you to become a dancer. He's giving that to you for something, but you gotta wait and you let him show you. Just because you are the best artist that anyone's ever seen, singing, drawing, whatever it is, doesn't mean that you're supposed to run off and use that gift for your good. All the things that we need that he put us here for, he has already put it within us. Drawing, singing, dancing, playing sports really well. It comes into play, but you have to let him guide you so you'll know how you're supposed to use it. We usually use it because we want to make some money. Some people want us to use it because they want to exploit you and use you and just do what they can and lie to you and try to scheme you out of whatever. He's given us these gifts, absolutely. But we don't know what they're for. So stop just using them because you can. Now, if you just in your house and you just drawing, okay, yeah. Somebody be like, oh my gosh, that is so cute. Can I buy this from you? And that's different. We're not out here promoting the gift that he's given us as if it's just ours to use all willy-nilly, because that's not how it works. So I had to share that because when I get something and it's something I wrote it down, but sometimes I want to say it fresh so I can get it out and make sure it's said the right way. Because, later on I might read that and be like, okay, and the message will probably come out differently. So there's that. Well, anyway, my family, I love you. Chat with you later.